Administrators can prepare the Jamf Safe Internet portal for devices to be enrolled by creating groups for devices, creating activation profiles, and configuring the web protection policy. Once prepared, devices can be enrolled with Safe Internet using Jamf School to provide comprehensive content filtering and network threat protection. The steps to enroll devices include configuring UEM Connect in the Safe Internet portal for Jamf School, connecting the Safe Internet module in Jamf School to Jamf Safe Internet, then deploying the activation profiles and the Jamf Trust app for iOS devices using Jamf School. My name is Jeremy. Let's enroll devices with Jamf Safe Internet by deploying activation profiles and the Jamf Trust app using Jamf School. First, we need to configure UEM Connect for Jamf School to sync device inventory and groups between the Safe Internet portal and Jamf School. In the Safe Internet portal, navigate to Settings, UEM Integration. Choose Jamf School from the UEM Vendor pop-up menu and a few required fields appear. Enter your Jamf School URL as the UEM server URL. The network ID can be found in your Jamf School instance by navigating to Devices, Enroll Devices, On-Device Enrollment. Copy and paste that into the network ID field in the Safe Internet portal, then we need to generate an API key. In your Jamf School instance, navigate to Organization, Settings. Scroll down and select API, then scroll back up and click Add API Key. I'm naming mine Safe Internet Sync, then deselecting Delete so this API key only has the access rights it needs, then clicking Apply. Copy and paste the new key into the API key field in the Safe Internet portal, then click Save. In the Group Membership Mapping section, we can specify the Safe Internet portal group that devices are assigned to based on their group membership in Jamf School. I'm choosing 9th grade computers from Jamf School under UEM Group, then 9th grade as the Safe Internet group. Repeat this process for every group you would like to assign within the Safe Internet portal, then click Save. Next, we need to integrate Jamf Safe Internet with Jamf School. In Jamf School, navigate to Organization, Settings. Under Modules, click Safe Internet. Click Connect, then Jamf School makes an API call to your Safe Internet portal to complete the connection. Once connected, now we can enroll devices with Safe Internet by deploying pre-configured activation profiles in Jamf School. There are different profiles depending on which type of device we're enrolling, so let's start with computers. Navigate to Profiles, Overview, and then click Create Profile. Select macOS as the platform and device enrollment for the enrollment type, then click Next. Enter a profile name, I'm typing macOS Safe Internet Enrollment, and add a description if you so choose, then click Next, Finish. Under macOS Payload, select Safe Internet and then click Configure. Activation profiles that have been created in the Safe Internet portal appear as options in the Active Policy pop-up menu. Choose the activation profile to deploy, then click Save. Click Scope, then assign this profile to the appropriate devices. I'm choosing 9th grade computers. It's recommended to test your Safe Internet deployment with a non-production device before rolling it out to your entire educational institution. Click Save, and computers in scope will be enrolled with Safe Internet. Next, let's enroll mobile devices. Navigate back to Profiles, Overview, and then click Create Profile. Select iOS as the platform and device enrollment for the enrollment type, then click Next. Enter a profile name, I'm typing iOS Safe Internet Enrollment, and add a description if you so choose, then click Next, Finish. Under iOS Payload, Supervised Only, select Safe Internet and then click Configure. Choose the activation profile to deploy, then click Save. Click Scope, then assign this profile to the appropriate devices. I'm choosing 9th grade mobile devices. Click Save, and mobile devices in scope will be enrolled with Safe Internet. However, we still need to deploy the Jamf Trust app for Safe Internet to function properly on mobile devices. Navigate to Apps, Inventory, and ensure Jamf Trust has enough licenses available. For more information on adding apps, check out our video on apps and documents in Jamf School. Once added, click Jamf Trust. It's recommended to select Prevent users from removing the app to stop users from deleting Jamf Trust and disabling Safe Internet. Scroll down and add device groups for the app to be distributed to the appropriate devices. If you are using shared iPad in your environment, those devices do not need the Jamf Trust app to enable Safe Internet capabilities, only an activation profile. When finished, click Save. Now that we've deployed the activation profiles and Jamf Trust app, let's verify Safe Internet enrollment on our devices. On a Mac, open System Settings. With General selected, scroll down and click Device Management. If the activation profile is deployed successfully, it appears here with the name of the profile created in Jamf School. If it's missing, verify that the Mac is in the correct device group. Next, select Network, Filters, and we can see a newly enabled DNS settings filter. Now let's verify Safe Internet enrollment on an iOS device. First, ensure Jamf Trust is installed. Here we can see the app on my home screen. If it doesn't appear on the home screen, check the app library. Next, we can verify the activation profile was deployed. Tap Settings, General, VPN and Device Management, Jamf School MDM profile, More details. Here we can see the Jamf Security Root CA under Certificates and Jamf DNS under DNS Settings. Similar to the Mac, if these are missing, verify the device is in the correct device group. Lastly, we can try some test URLs to verify that Safe Internet's web protection policy is working correctly. Return to the home screen, then open Safari. Type dns-test.wandera.com and then tap Go. Secure DNS traffic is active appears when the device's DNS traffic is being vectored through the Jamf Security Cloud. Next, we can test the content filtering policy by attempting to go to a blocked domain such as gambling.com. Notice it appears as a restricted site. We can verify security threats are being blocked by attempting to go to a test URL like phishing.threatops.co.uk. Again, we see the message that this is a restricted site. If Safe Internet is not working correctly, verify your web protection policy is configured to block these categories. Once devices are enrolled with Jamf Safe Internet, administrators can rest assured knowing their fleet and its users are protected from inappropriate and malicious content. Any attempts to access blocked content are reported in the Safe Internet portal. That's all for this video on deploying Jamf Safe Internet with Jamf School. Be sure to check out our video on reports for Jamf Safe Internet to learn how to view and export reports. Thanks for watching.